Russia and Germany flip Biden the bird, and the markets are looking to go to infinity and beyond. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update. Excuse me, Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday. Gets confused. For Sunday, June the 6th. And, well, I can say this. It was one hell of a week. We had a rotten jobs number. Of course, what does that really mean? It means more printing at the printing press because of the transitory inflation, and the Fed is ridiculous and worse than the three blind mice. They're not even, they're worse than blind. I mean, it's amazing how they can't see, as they say, the forest before the trees. It is an interesting market that we're seeing, and of course, on Friday we saw a rotten jobs number, and the markets bursted in midair like the bombs and went straight up. Okay, so you can see what markets are playing. Okay, they are playing that exact scenario, and we'll get that in our market report. But this update, or this Bubba's Bottom Line, is brought to you by our friends and partners at Family Farms. A great organization that is their interests and ours align, which is to help our farmers do a better job in protecting their money and protecting their crop or livestock while they go out and do what they do best, which is farm. Okay, and of course, I'm looking forward to the event in July, which is a great event for their farmers and their members. And of course, I'll be speaking there, so it'll be wonderful. I can't wait to see everybody. It's been so long. In the meantime, as we said in our opening, that Russia and Germany flipped Biden the bird, and basically what they said, okay, is that foreigners will not tell us what to do with our energy. Okay, obviously, you may or may not know this, but there's a pipeline going from Russia to Germany for natural gas, and of course, what we're doing here. We're eliminating. We're already the greenest country in the world. And that China and India will never be green, not to mention many other areas. But of course, we are going to be, not that we're not already better, okay, and not that we don't continue to improve, but they want to do it all at one time, which is, listen, what can I tell you? When you have someone who has no common sense and no clue in the White House that is being engineered, like Jerry McCarthy, you have a potential for things that are unrealistic and not worth the time, the money, or the investment. But of course, that appears to be the direction that we're headed, okay, to Moronville. That appears to be our direction, as we naturally want to make the wealthy much wealthier and destroy the rest. I mean, again, just take a look at the numbers. You don't have to listen to me. The statistics and the numbers are right there for you. Okay, so in the meantime, Germany and Russia said, Biden, screw off. We don't need you. We're not listening to foreigners. And I assure you, they never said that to President Trump. Okay, and look, we've got the crypto world in turmoil as central banks and the Fed continue to discuss how they're going to destroy them. In the meantime, they're not going to destroy them. They are going to gain strength because of this, and only the Elon Musk tweets have effects here, and this is no different than his Tesla brand, where he tweeted out when he wanted certain things to happen, and they happen. I wouldn't be surprised to hear Musk get back in, but of course, right now, because of the energy burn to mine for Bitcoin, he's playing it cool because it is counter to what the Tesla car is. But in the meantime, as we know, it comes down to money at all times, and we'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to. I think Elon Musk is a genius. He is probably and not only is he a genius, but I think he's a nice guy. Okay, and so look, let him have his fun. this is what he does, and he likes to torture regulatory bodies and as well as others. So we'll see where it takes us from here. And of course, I think a big news item of the week was that a federal judge in California, no, mind you, overturned the banning of assault weapons. Okay. Now, again, what does that mean? Well, it means that judge can read the Constitution and is not in any mood to start dealing with the NRA and the Second Amendment. Now, of course, I'm in 100% agreement. I do have my FOID card now. Okay. I am going to have a sidearm. Okay. And that won't be an assault weapon. But again, with the turmoil in the country, I'm certainly not going to be sitting here. I will be able to defend myself as I take lessons to learn how to use it. And of course, it'll be locked up, except that, if needed. But in the meantime, we know one thing for sure. Okay. The criminals always get the guns. The criminals are always one step ahead of Johnny Law. And I don't quite understand it. I find it comical, but not outside of this administration, that they continue to want to ban weapons and guns, okay, because you know that the criminals will always have them. It's almost as absurd as banning or not funding the police departments, okay? The absurdity of what we're seeing in this country today is almost laughable. I mean, nobody could believe that we would be having these conversations here, okay? But of course, you've got the G7, okay, who has agreed to taxing tech, basically, okay? And, look, I will say this. We already know that NATO members never did their fair share to begin with. Do you really think that this time is going to be different? Do you really think the United States will get their fair share? Do you not think that they're going to continue to abuse this administration as they've done in the past, with the exception of one? Okay, so, if you think that it's going to be different and they're going to jump, well, you can already see the massive differences that we have going on right now. And you know that we turned over control to the criminals from OPEC, and China is totally dominating us. Okay. Of course, listen, there's a lot of free money out there from China. Okay. So what do the politicians, all of them, care? Okay. Just like the NBA, what do they care? They're getting money. They don't care about the country. They care about the money. Life comes down to two things. One of them is always money. Okay. So you can look at it any way that you want, but this is the way that I choose to look at it, because I've seen this movie before. I've watched it in other countries that turned into disaster zones. And, I'm sad to say that this may be happening here. And I think I'll be long dead and gone by the time it actually happens. But if we continue with the way that we're handling ourselves and operating today, I think it's inevitable that it's going to happen. Okay. So again, you can take that for what it's worth. But you're seeing, okay, the alarming truth about money. Okay. And, we talk about this on a regular basis, the way that the fiat currency system continues to debase and devalue their own currencies. Okay. Now, why is that? Where is the logic behind it? I don't see it. I don't care what stupid economists say. Okay. To me, all it is a way of taking more control. Okay. Making people less wealthy as they devalue their dollars. Okay. So, it doesn't make sense to me, but this is the problem when you do not allow markets to trade for themselves. This is the problem when you get involved in ridiculous stimulus programs. And of course, now the new talk is for universal income, okay, $2,000 a month. For what? So you can sit on your ass and not go to work still? This is becoming epidemic. This is going to be worse than the COVID pandemic, because we already have people that don't want to go to work. We already have people that don't want to take jobs because they're making more sitting home doing nothing. Okay. Now, again, that is a tragedy. It also does show you the drive and desire of those that are taking the free money. No capitalist, okay, nobody who really wanted to get ahead in life would be sitting home no matter what the difference was between working dollars and staying home dollars. Why? Because, of course, those who really want to get ahead in this world will go out and get a job and try to advance and make more money. Okay. Most people would not be satisfied sitting home, eating bonbons or smoking crack, having a couple of beers, watching TV. And I am so upset about this whole thing because, of course, you and me get the wonderful opportunity to pay for it. Okay. So I think that is a real problem. And we're going to talk about more of that in our commentary today. But we do see a big problem in this country, which is a shortfall or a shortage of skilled workers. And again, this goes back to, training and getting people ready for jobs. And, we do not do a very good job of that. This is not this administration. This goes on way back, through all administrations. We do not do we have the worst educational program in our high schools. Okay. We have nothing more than colleges that don't teach real truth about finance and only teach more of the socialism agenda. Okay. And that is obviously part of the problem that we are seeing. Okay. And, it's, we continue to hear about the hacks and, naturally the Fed and the government, everyone wants to blame Bitcoin, for example, the crypto world, for the hacks. And of course, that is totally false. If you had better software, okay, if you actually took the time to invest some money in defense, okay, so the criminals would not be ahead of the good guys, okay, we might be able to fend off many of these attacks. But again, this is not new. This is not just this administration. I mean, you can go back to the mobsters of the 30s, the 20s and 30s. The gangsters, the crooks, are always ahead because they're always scamming for the next deal. Okay. And of course, so they're going to be ahead. But again, you could certainly defend against that if you chose to take a portion of all that money you decide to give away for some stupid stimulus program and actually invested it in protecting the American citizens from these hacks. Okay. So we don't have another pipeline shut down. So we don't have the grid get shut down. So we don't see our accounts get hacked and things get stolen. In this age of information, in this age of true, really smart people and computers, it is so easy if you know what you're doing. I have no idea. I'm like, I can turn one on, but you can see that there is many issues, okay, that come to play, okay. And why are we not defending against that? Our army is ready to go. Why are we not having our cyber army ready to go? It makes absolutely no sense. But what can I tell you? I can only report the facts. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. This is Sunday, June the 6th. And of course, I want to remind you of our brokerage partners. Now, again, we have many brokers. Okay. But again, the ones that I've chosen to recommend to you, okay, because they do the best job, in my opinion. Okay. And I use them both myself as well as my others. But for commodities and futures, there's nobody like Capital Trading Group, CTG, we call them for short. They have by far the best customer service. In fact, they call every one of my members when they sign up, and they go through piece by piece so everybody has a good, solid understanding. And of course, they've got some great managed futures products, if that's for you. They do just a terrific job. They are fairly priced. Okay, so check them out if you want. You can go to info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, they're the only authorized vendor of our letter of direction trading for our futures portfolios. And for equities and options, TradeHere is spectacular. Okay, look, at the end of the day, they're $10 a month. I shouldn't have to say any more. That should be bells going off in your head. Why should I pay 75 or 100 or whatever I pay when I can pay 10 for the same thing? Okay, now, again, I save 5 figures a month, okay, from TradeHere. So I make a career out of saving on commissions. But the beauty about TradeHere, not only are they a great job and great customer service, but we have their APIs, which allows us, if you want, to automate your hedging and automate your portfolio models. Now, you don't have to. Listen, we give you the membership for free. TradeHere does not change your pricing because of it. It's just an opportunity if you want, okay, it's an option, so to speak, of having it done automatically for you through our software. There's no requirement to do so. I have many people that trade at different brokers. In fact, obviously, those of you who are out of the country know that we haven't been able to automate you yet, but that is coming soon to a theater near you. So we will have one more broker we'll be recommending. And of course, the commodity report written by Andy Heck. The quarterlies are getting ready to come out. And I'm just going to tell you straight up, if you're trading or investing in the commodity space, if you have any involvement there, if you are not reading Technomental, you are making one of the biggest mistakes of your life. Because Technomental is a phenomenal report, which is the main report comes out on Wednesday. The summary of the week comes out on Friday. It is very well detailed. And Andy is a guy that traded across the globe, traveled across, had to go to places he needed armed security to go to, trading physical commodities as well as off the board. And at one point was the largest silver trader in the world. You can check it out. It's Technomental at BUBBATrading.com. And of course, our high school program, look, we finance 92% of it. And of course, we're redesigning the entire program coming out in this new school year. If you want to help us, great. Go to Patreon, patreon.com/BubbaTrading. That's patreon.com/BubbaTrading. If you don't, hey, no problem. Look, I fund 92% out of my own pocket. Okay. And I have no problem with it. I want to help educate American kids, American children, because it's really depressing. And this did start with my own children, so you can understand where I'm coming from. Okay. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, our market report. Let's do that right now. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, okay, and that is June the 6th. And of course, every week we give our market take and our market update and disclose all of our positions. And, as I said in the open, the markets are headed to infinity and beyond. Hey, look, what can I tell you? Okay. Look, the jobs number was brutal, but the buyers came in because they know or they suspect. Now, I think they're going to be wrong. I think they're going to be proven wrong here. In fact, I would just mark on my calendar Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and the big meeting. I think the Fed goes into a potential talk of tapering because the bond markets, although they were higher this week slightly, okay, are still signaling that they're unhappy and that the Fed is wrong, which we already know the Fed is wrong. They've never been right in their history, okay, unless you like stealing dollars, okay. They have never been right. So I don't expect that this time will be different, okay. And, of course, the dollar continues to hover around the 90 level. It's above it. It was slightly up for the week, but, pretty weak. Okay, we are still short dollars, and we are still long bonds and notes. Not that I'm happy about that because I hate bonds and notes, and I think they're going a lot lower. But, again, I will follow the trends as I'm supposed to do. Equities are very close to new all-time highs once again. And, look, I suspect we might see new highs this week. Because, again, you can see that the buyers want to take control because basically there's nowhere else to go. Okay, number one. Number two, cheap money will continue to keep it in. The banks will continue to pump it in because they've got no risk. What do they care? Okay, they've got zero risk. We're going to finance the banks when they go bust. And you can bet your ass they're going bust again. In the meantime, we're long all equities, Euro, Russell, Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. Crude oil continues to explode. I mean, again, you give control to the criminals from OPEC, okay, to one of our enemies, Saudi Arabia. They may be an ally, but they're a very tenuous ally at best. And, you take the jobs away from Americans so that you can put them over there so that you can get paid on the side. Makes a lot of sense to me, because it's got nothing to do with the green energy or the green environment. That's a bunch of hogwash. Okay. In the meantime, crude is exploding higher, and it's probably going to go over 70 this week, would be my guess. Okay. And we're still long it. I hate it, but we're still long, and I don't hate that part. Okay. You've seen what's happened on lumber. Maybe you haven't, but lumber is starting to fall apart, which is an early warning sign. Again, we can't predict, and in fact, we're long, right? But we can't predict when the markets are going to end. But the housing market is suddenly is not quite as explosive as it was a few weeks ago. Now, again, and that by itself we'll see. But these are all warning signs. This is what the average investor forgets about, is all the warnings that come before the market's meltdown. Now, again, I'm not predicting anything. I'm going to follow the trends, and we're long right now. So, look, I'm speaking counter my position, but I'm just warning you that, again, don't be, putting yourself so aggressively in, okay, when you see things that are troubling between retail sales and housing. Not very good. Natural gas, which we are long, is higher. Copper, which we are short, okay, is lower. Now, copper's been a brutal trade. We had one big monster winner in between, but overall it's been brutal because it keeps consolidating and going just far enough to trick us, okay, and flip the signal. But, to me, it could run higher or it could break from here. We're very close to the all-time highs. The gold and silver markets, we don't trade platinum anymore. Platinum is at a key level right here that could break, but if you do trade it, but we don't trade it because it's just not liquid enough for our members. But we are still long gold and silver, and they were both, I think they were so slightly lower for the week, but they look in great position. Okay. Remember, markets don't go straight up, and the strongest bull markets grind their way higher. And I think that's what we're going to see from gold and silver. Okay. And, I think when you look at it, you will start to understand that it's really the price action that is involved. And, as I talk about gold and silver, I did an interview. It was a lot of fun with Wall Street Bets, which is, I guess, part of Wall Street. I apologize. Wall Street Silver, which is, I think, is a part or relationship to Wall Street Bets, which is the guys who created the short squeeze in AMC and tried to do it in silver. And I explained to them why it wouldn't work. And they showed me a whole bunch of charts as to why it would. And I said, well, again, price will determine, and price is not meeting those chart expectations. But in the meantime, we're still long. And I'm always long physical gold and physical silver and physical platinum, no matter what. Okay. So, the grain markets, they've been a little bit volatile. And this is what you can expect. The higher prices go, the more volatility comes in the markets. That's just natural. What you really want to look at is the percentage moves, okay? Not the price moves, because again, price is one thing, but in relationship, $3.50 corn with a 5-cent move is no different than $7 corn at a 10-cent move. But you've seen a lot of explosive volatility in corn and beans and in wheat, and of course we are long corn, we are long beans, and we are short wheat. And I suspect that the next rally, if it breaks through that little resistance level, will trigger a reversal in wheat as well. In the meats, okay, you've got cattle, both fats and feeders, which were slightly higher last week for the week. I mean, it had a lot of rough days, but we're slightly short. Not slightly, we're short. both fats and feeders. Hogs continue to go to the moon. And there's going to be a point here where I'm going to say that we're long, but I hate it. Okay, because again, the high in hogs forever was $1.39. We're at about 120-ish, I think. At some point, they're going to find that equilibrium. And there's an old saying in the commodities market, high prices will cure high prices, and they will eventually. And we'll say, again, I'm not predicting. I'm just telling you the facts that we'll get to certain prices that'll just be unsustainable. But it should be a big summer. And I do believe that the cattle markets will turn around as well. I think it's going to be barbecue galore. I think people are dying to get out as the country begins to open again. And, now the ballparks are back in business, which is hot dogs, bratwurst, beef. That consumes a lot of meat as well. So I think all signs point to some very good pricing coming forward. And again, we're not going to predict it. We're going to wait till the price action triggers and tells us. And in the softs world, cotton, we are short. It was a little higher last week, a little painful. Coffee, we're long, which was higher, and that's always good. Sugar was higher, and we were long. Cocoa was slightly lower, and we're short. OJ was higher, and we are long. So, pretty good. We had a good week. Okay. And again, we always tell you, we give you full disclosure. We're not hiding anything. The cryptocurrencies continue to be under some pressure. And again, look, we expected a sell-off. So that should be of no surprise to anyone that the markets have sold off. I wouldn't be surprised. I said on Fox Business, okay, that I thought crypto, okay, Bitcoin could go to 25,000. I was recommending to be a long when it was 35. But I wouldn't be surprised. And the Bitcoin future at the CME has been a little bit better, which I've been trading every day a little bit. And of course, in a couple of weeks, the CME will be announcing the move of a new product, the micro crude, which is perfect because that will be able to go into all of our portfolios. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. It is Sunday, June the 6th. We're going to step out of here for a break, and we'll be right back with more of Bubba's Bottom Line and my commentary. So kids, remember, okay, look, we have many different brokers. I could name them, but I'm not going to. They're major brokers, Thinkorswim, blah, 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 blah. But the brokers that I prefer, okay, for futures and commodities, it is the CTG Group or Capital Trading Group. As I tell you every day, they are by far the best in customer service. They answer the phone when you call. So if you get a question or a problem, they're going to answer and not give you that voicemail jail and tell you they get back to you in 3 days. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they've got some terrific managed futures products. Number three, they're the only ones who are authorized to do letter of direction trading with our products. We're very closed because people continually try to steal our products. So we're going to be very tight and we don't want everybody to have them because, again, I don't need somebody selling my system underneath me. Okay. So in the meantime, okay, if you want to check them out, again, that's up to you. They also got some great new managed futures products. If you want to check them out, you can go to info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. Okay. Again, if you don't want to, hey, no problem either. And our equity partners, now we have other equity brokers, equities and options, is TradeHere. Now again, TradeHere, it's simple, $10 a month. That's the automatic. That's the buzzword. But if you need more, okay, if you've ever had a problem with a broker, a major broker, and you had, something was going on with executions and they were having troubles, you never heard from them. Okay, you never knew if you were filled. TradeHere actually responds very quickly, okay, either by phone or by email. And of course, they're $10 a month. And of course, we've got their APIs, which allows us to automate your portfolio, the ones that we trade or are hedging. If you choose, there is no requirement. It is not mandatory. There is no cost for it. It is part of your membership. That's TradeHere Brokerage. Our partners in the farming industry, family farms, who could ask for a better partner? They are the salt of the earth, as they say, people. I love them, and I can't wait to see them in July when we speak at their event because we participate with them all the time. I can't wait for the Calcutta. But they have this, we're aligned in interest, and that's helping farmers. Okay. Our commodity report written by Andy Heck, Technomental. Again, as I tell you all the time, if you're a commodities investor or trader, and you're not reading this, you should go see a doctor because there's nothing better than the Technomental report. And you can see Andy's stuff at Seeking Alpha, at Bar Charts, and many other outlets around the country. He's one of the most in-demand authors now after being a trader for 40 years. And our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, my commentary. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, June the 6th. And, of course, we hit our jobs number on Friday, and it was brutal. But, of course, we know how many people don't want to go to work. And why would you? Sit home and let the government pay for you. But the government isn't paying for you. The government produces nothing. Okay? We are paying for it. You and me, the taxpayers, are supporting these moronic bills that allow for this stimulus when there are so many jobs available that people can work if they want to. Okay? There are so many help wanted signs. Companies are overpaying and they're paying up to get these people. So why do we accept it? Okay? Why do we accept a shortage of skilled workers? Again, this is created by the government. This is created by this administration. Okay. Now this is their fault. Okay. You allow them to do nothing and pay them to do so. It is a joke. It is ridiculous, and it's got to stop. And the only way we can stop it is through our own congressmen and our votes, because I'm tired of paying for some jackass to sit home and do nothing on my dime. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Hope you have a great weekend. You guys are always awesome, and all comments are welcome, good or bad. I can take it. I've got thick skin. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update, as always. And, of course, next Sunday with Bubba's Bottom Line. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.